Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. I hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far and thank you so much for joining me here today. We are finally building a pumpkin patch and we're building it in Brindleton Bay on this 40 by 30 lot. I have had a pumpkin patch on my build list for the longest time. And for some reason, every single year, I even attempt it or want to attempt it. I either don't have the time or it just doesn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. And this year, I actually managed to do it. And I'm thrilled. I'm really proud of this build. And I really hope that you and your Sims will have just the best time here. That's all I want. It's all I want from this build. So as you can see, we've started right in here. We've got a little red barn in the middle, of course. This is actually like a little mini food court area where your Sims can grab a bite to eat, and I'm just going to address the elephant in the room as well. Yes, there are items already placed on the left hand side of the lot. Prior to me beginning this build, I decided to pull out a few items from the build by catalogue that I knew I wanted to use in this particular build, and I didn't really want to have to put you all through me sifting through the catalogue trying to find these specific items. So I thought I'd save me some time, you some time, and I just thought it was a little bit better this way. So yeah, we're just beginning on the little red barn here, just trying to clutter up as we go, because I think it would have been really easy for me to kind of map out the entire lot and then start doing the nitty-gritty stuff. But actually how my brain works was clearly this just worked better for me. So here we are. I, of course, had to use this pumpkin sign from Cottage Living because, of course, it signifies that there is a pumpkin patch. We had to use Patchy. I'm pretty sure his name's Patchy from Seasons. So speaking of packs, this is not a pack restricted build, I'm afraid. I do feel like I need to do some more of them on the channel. But whilst we are on the subject of packs, I do actually have a creator code, which is RachelPedd, and now is a really fantastic time to use the creator code because The Sims is actually having a big like spooky Halloween sale at the moment, and you can actually grab some packs for up to 50% off, which is wonderful. So just as a disclaimer, this creator code is not a discount code. It helps support me as a creator, and of course that means it helps support the channel as well. So I just wanted to mention it, and I wanted to just say thank you if you are considering using my code, and thank you if you have used my code before. It really does mean the world to me. But yeah, I wanted the entrance to kind of have this just like obvious appeal, obvious kind of autumnal Halloween appeal, right? So that's why there's plenty of pumpkins. We have a truck over here. I end up adding some pumpkins into like the back compartment of the truck. Is that what you would even call it? I'm not sure. Anyway, and then I also wanted to add plenty of landscaping pieces such as trees, bushes and flowers, because I wanted this lot to fit in really well with this world. And as you can see, there's a lot of foliage going on in the surrounding areas, so I wanted it to fit in really well and not stick out too much. Like, I wanted it to stick out in a good way, but not a super obvious looks out of place way. I'm hoping that makes sense. I'm not the best at explaining things at the best of times, so anyway, that little area there, that's going to be our pumpkin patch. But yeah, we kind of work on each area as we move around. So we have like a little haunted house in the back corner, which this is going to sound really strange, but I ended up turning it into the bathroom facility for the lot because I didn't really think that having a haunted house on the lot would benefit anyone. You can't have a park and a haunted house lot, so I just thought, okay, well, I'm struggling to find a place for the bathrooms for the lot, so let's just add them on the haunted house. So it is a functional space, but it's kind of got like a spooky sort of vibe to it, but I don't actually showcase that in this video because I just didn't really feel the need to show that footage. I hope that's okay with you all. Yes, there's a haunted house. We have like a maze. We have an outdoor seating area where you can grab a bite to eat and something to drink. You can toast marshmallows in the box in the back. There's a picnic table as well that your Sims can use. Plenty of seating areas, of course. There's a car park in the front, because I'm going to be honest, I was struggling with what to kind of use that how to use that space. Sorry. Did I mention there's a play area for kids with the pirate ship, and then there's also a swing set as well. So there's plenty for your Sims to do here. That was really important to me, to have this as a lot that looks good. Of course, if you're one of these players that loves taking screenshots, I think most simmers are. Most of us love taking screenshots while we're playing. So I wanted it to be, yeah, you can take some nice pictures here with your Sims, but really I wanted it to also be a fully functional lot where your Sims can actually do things here, you know, so you could spend a good few hours here with your Sims. So that was the goal with this. Oh yeah, you can carve pumpkins here too, which I thought was a really cute idea. So you could maybe steal one of the pumpkins from, is that how that works? Pumpkin carving? Or do you have to just buy one via the table? You probably have to buy one via the table, I would have thought. Anyway, I'm sure I keep the flower arranging station and put that somewhere, but I can't remember where. So this is the outdoor dining space. This little food stall is from Seasons, and it's the autumnal one, so it has like a really cool fall theme to it, so obviously it fits in with the vibe for this particular lot, so I think that's really cool. And then I think I end up adding, yeah, some more landscaping pieces, again just so that it kind of fits in with the entire lot. And I also wanted to try and use different kinds of trees, bushes and flowers whilst still maintaining a consistent theme for the park. Again, wanted it to fit in with the world of Brindleton Bay, but also wanted the pumpkin patch to feel very natural and organic as well, because I think typically pumpkin patches are exactly that, you know, wherever they are, they don't look, I mean, I suppose they do look kind of obvious, but I think you've got to kind of work with the lot and the landscaping pieces that you have in real life, so you kind of have to almost build it around that. So that's kind of what I was trying to do here. You'll also notice that I do consistently save this lot whilst I'm building. I've heard that people have been having issues with the Sims either crashing or whilst you're saving it's not saving your work, and I typically won't really have any issues with my Sims game, and I never really have, but I did have an issue last week when I was building my church lot. Yeah, my church lot. By the way, if you haven't seen that video already, I'll pop a card in the top right hand corner for you. It's a really, really fun build, but yeah, there was a point in that build, not during the footage, this was off camera. I went to save my game and it just hung. It just wouldn't save. It wouldn't quit. It wouldn't let me do anything. So I think that's why I was panicking a little bit doing this lot, because I thought, oh, if that happens again, I won't be able to cope. I just won't be able to cope. So that's why you'll see me saving it probably more frequently than I would do. So I thought I would mention that, because if you sat here thinking, wow, Rach, you're saving your game a lot. Yes, I was. I was, because I was a little bit scared that I was going to lose everything and I didn't want that to happen. So anyway, yeah, this like most of this half of the lot is now done, which is fantastic. This is the pirate ship. So this is like the kids' play area, and I thought if I can't use the pirate ship in this build, then there's something incredibly wrong. I've never actually used the pirate ship before, so I thought, why not? And I'm also going to make a disclaimer right now, because it's just something that I've heard. I have Harley in my office with me. He has his own bed in here so that he can just chill and relax. He's under his little blanket, but he's snoring a little bit. So I'm hoping that my mic's not picking that up. But if you can hear like a distant, soft kind of snore, that is what you can hear. It's Harley. And I don't want to wake him up, and I don't want to not film this voiceover either. I've got things that I need to do today. So yeah, I just thought I would mention it, because bless his little heart, it's something that I can definitely hear right now. I'm just hoping you guys can. Anyway, I digress. This is the little maze. I call it a maze. It's not. Your Sims can't get stuck anywhere in this maze. It's very open-ended. It's merely just for more of a visual effect, let's be honest. But you can't have a pumpkin patch without a maze. It's almost like it just doesn't ever happen. So I had to add one in here, and it filled the space really nicely. And then to the left of the maze, we actually build our little haunted house, but it's more like the haunted toilets of this lot. I'm hoping you guys are okay with that. Look, if you want to make any changes, not only to this lot, but to any of my builds. If something just isn't quite working for you and you think, actually, I really want to change that. If you would rather decorate that house and have it as like a little haunted house that your Sims could perhaps perform seances in or anything like that, please, please, please feel free to change it and add a pea bush somewhere, because that is almost what I did. That is almost what I did. And I added a pea bush actually in my church lot because the vibes on the inside just didn't warrant or need toilets, and I thought I'm just going to ruin the vibe, so I ended up adding a pea bush outside. Which I explained in the video. So I could have definitely done that here, but I didn't really want to do that again, because I thought people were going to be like, come on Rachel, we need some proper toilets in a build. But I feel like people are maybe going to question why I didn't put a pea bush in this build. Anyway, so this is a little haunted toilet house. Oh, it's so funny. A little haunted toilet house. I wanted to make it purple originally, and then I was like, no, let's not be silly. So I ended up pulling out this wallpaper from Werewolves, which I haven't used in what feels like a really long time. But yeah, the detailing on the wallpapers from Werewolves is stunning, along with the the roof patterns as well. That's also from Werewolves. And then I do add this front door from Werewolves, but I think I switch it out to the one from Vampires because I wanted it to have more of like a, rather than a rundown shack, I wanted it to be more of like a spooky, I'm going to stop calling it a house because technically it's not a house, spooky building. I was initially going to start like adding spiders and cobwebs on it and stuff, and looking back I maybe could have done that, but I clearly just decided against it. So that's that. I do keep the flower arranging station as well, which I'm really pleased with. It does move though, it doesn't stay there. We end up adding a sign there, and I switch out to the one from, I think is it Cottage Living? I'm pretty sure that's what I do. But yeah, I took the little flower arranging table over here, so your Sims can arrange flowers here if they would like. Just another activity for them to do. Just thought it was a really nice idea. But yeah, as I explained a little bit ago, I don't film me doing the toilets on the inside of the haunted house because it was rather tedious for me to even decorate. So probably going to be more tedious for you guys to watch. So I was like, yeah, let's just not bother with that. And then I put that like this bedraggled kind of fencing around the house, just to kind of differentiate that from the rest of the lot. I think it works super well. I think it looks really, really good. Saving again, obviously, because I was just panicking at this point. I was like, I cannot lose this build. I refuse. So that's why, again, I keep doing that. And then I was really struggling with what to do with this left-hand side. So I had to take a little break for a couple of hours, and I came back and I was like, right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to turn it into a car park. Because I think there's only so much I could have done with this space, and I think this was the best option, at least in my humble opinion. This was the best option for the build, so you'll have to let me know what you think. I do like adding parking lots to lots or car parks to lots. It just adds that touch of kind of realism, and I just think it looks really good. It's been a while since I've done one. I think the last time I did a car park was when I did, oh gosh, it was like a motel that I did a really, really long time ago at this point. Was it last year? Anyway, yeah, and then this is kind of where I start pulling out some different bits again, just trying to fill the spaces, because the rest of the lot's so cluttered and there's so much going on. It would have looked kind of strange if this left hand side of the lot looked a little bit sparse. So, and then I go through the lot again. I just keep finding items and thinking, oh yeah, I can put that there, I can put that there. And so that's exactly what I did. And I even did that off camera as well. I was doing that off camera too. So there's certain things that you won't be seeing here that maybe if you do download this lot, you think, oh, that's a little bit different to the video. That would be because I did a couple of little finicky bits off camera, as I typically do. But yeah, then I just add some kind of more landscaping detailing here. This dried grass is from Horse Ranch, from the debug menu, and I use this again in my church build, and I just thought it kind of works really well. And another thing I did end up doing off camera was I added some of like the dead trees to the outside of the spooky house, which I thought worked really well as well. Oh dear. Anyway, this is me just trying to figure out additional landscaping that I could add to this, for me, very plainly decorated section of the lot. And it really wound me up. I was like, why am I like this? Anyway, and then we go through with some terrain paint just to add some more detailing to the lot. It just looks so much better, you know, like this probably gets hammered during the autumn time, and typically it'll rain quite a lot, so you know, mud is going to form. So that's why I did that on there. And this is the little red barn on the inside. So don't panic. Please do not panic for a second. This kind of cafeteria table changes to the one from, as I said at the beginning, I think it's Discover University. And I did play test it. I could hire a vendor whilst I was playing it and change the menu and whatever. So I just assumed that this worked in the same way, but clearly it does not. So whatever. And then I wanted to add a fireplace in here because your Sims are going to be here during the cold weather. So they're going to need somewhere to keep cozy. And I don't know about anybody else, but I am a sucker for a fireplace, specifically in pubs. If I go to a pub and there's a fireplace, I am so happy. I love pubs in fireplaces, especially in autumn and winter when, you know, they kind of need to be there because it's so cold outside. So I don't know if anyone else is the same. But I think there's a lot of English pubs that do have a fireplace by default, so we're quite lucky over here, really. Yes, so I try and kind of give this little barn a rustic kind of, it's been here a while theme. And I was struggling, I'm going to be honest, with what to put on these walls. I really struggled. I don't know why. I just did. Clearly, sometimes things just stump you, and you have to just be able to admit it. And then I was like, right, okay, let's just see what kind of autumnal decor I can throw on these walls to add to the cozy vibes. And we end up pulling out all sorts of items from all different packs. I think I even at one point filtered by colour and by orange, and then I finally like nailed it. I was like, yes. But that is pretty much it for this video, so we can all breathe a sigh of relief. You don't have to listen to me ramble on anymore. But if you would like to download this build from the gallery, you can do so right now. My origin ID is RachelPedd. Tray files, as always, are linked down in the description box just down below. You can get them for free from SimFileShare. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you and your Sims have the most perfect autumnal time at this pumpkin patch. But you all take care, and I will see you again next time. Bye.